بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد. Welcome to our channel Prof Nordin Behi Academy for Computer Science and Programming Language, also in ASP.NET MVC 5 using EntityFrameWork to manage database. So in previous video we learned a lot of skills, and in this video we will repeat all these skills to start with a new project. إذا هدفنا هو تذكير الأشياء والمهارات التي تعلمناها مسبقا، ثم سنقوم بخلق بروجي من الأول. إذا so create a project beginning with zero. So new project and web ASP.NET web application. We name it is, for example, mini project 1. Mini project 1, this is okay, and shows MVC 5 MVC project. We use the technique of layers. We create 3 layers. The first layer is the main project. The second is a class library which contain inshallah all the models, and the third project is a class library contain EntityFrameWork. This is our main project. In this solution we have one layer mini project. So create a new project is a layer of data entity or EntityFrameWork. So go to / and class library and name it app, for example, app entity framework. So okay, in this class library we create a entity data model. So go to the SQL server and copy the name of the server. We use the database first strategy. So Ctrl+C, copy the name X. Recall that in the previous video we created a database named dep employee. In this database we have 2 tables. The first is employee and the second is department. So go to Visual Studio and create entity data model. So right click, add new item and select data and shows Adobe.NET entity data model. So you can use model employee employee department. Okay, from database next and new connection, and copy this name of the server and shows the database. Our database named dep employee, and test connection successful. Okay, all right. Okay, so previews, and always we have this problem. Sorry. Okay, without problem we repeat again. Right click in my entity, add new item, click data, add entity. We give the name department employee. Without problem, add from database, next new connection, server name shows the dep employee, and click OK. Test connection OK, and click OK. Alhamdulillah, this is right, and shows our EntityFrameWork 6.x or EntityFrameWork 5.0. So, and now we select all needed tables, employee and department. We select all the tables in our database and finish. Alhamdulillah, we have an entity framework in our project. The solution with the main project, a class library for entity data model, and we must use if you like a third project for models. إذا سنخلق كلاس library خاص بالentity framework لتدبير قاعدة البيانات. هذه هي طبقة، وهناك طبقة أخرى هي البروجي الأصلي المين بروجكت، وسنخلق طبقة ثالثة عبارة عن طبقة تتضمن الموديلز يعني كل طابل لديه موديل، كل طابل لديه موديل تسمى المابين، وبالتالي إن شاء الله سنقوم بخلق كلاس library آخر. So in this solution, right click, add new project and class library, and we name it my models, okay. In my models we create two models because we have two tables in database. So right click, add new elements. So we use class and name it inshallah class department model. Okay, increase the writing size to view this. Say public to get it public. Voilà. And my models, add new item class and we name it employee model. قد تطرقنا إلى هذه الأشياء في الفيديوهات السابقة ولكن نريد أن نذكر ذلك. إذا add, so increase the writing size. Now go to the app entity and department and copy this. Name your department, name department. So Ctrl C, go to my models and department and Ctrl V. So alhamdulillah, we can use annotation. So go to do application entity and go to employee and try to copy all this. Ctrl C, go to create model or models, departments, Ctrl V, alhamdulillah, but departments is department model, alhamdulillah. Now we can use annotation like previous video to give some significance to this attribute name employee. إذا سنقوم بإضافة الانوتاسيون لإعطاء معنى لتلك الخواص المبهمة name employee. So try to add my models and go to the reference, right click in the reference, add reference and go to framework, please framework, and shows system.data components data model system.data components model system.data annotation components model data annotation. Check this checkbox, okay, and try to use this library using system components model and the same using system components model data annotation Yeah, so cool. Now we can use validation and annotation to our class to give some significance. The first required is K. The department is K, and we can use annotation display with the property display name between brackets, and we can use the significance name, say numéro department, numéro employé, numéro employé. Now we can give the same Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, name employee, and we can use this validation required is obligatory, required, and name department. Now we can use display name, can use the required, let's say name department, alhamdulillah. We can use the same tag we use the same in the department employee. We use go to employee and copy this code, Ctrl+C, go to department model and Ctrl+V and use the same. The first is K. Data annotation, display name between brackets, in department, and now we use the validation required and use the animation name department, Ctrl+C, and now name department. So name department. Very good. We can build our solution. Alhamdulillah. Zero failed. Voila. Now go to the next step and go to application EntityFrameWork and perfect or perform or create two classes, one envelope which can envelope or CRUD operations like create, read, and edit and delete in table employee, and another class to envelope or basic operations. So go to application EntityFrameWork. سنقوم بخلق كلاس سيضم كلاس بالنسبة للامبلويي وكلاس بالنسبة للديبارتمنت. كل كلاس سيضم مختلف العمليات الرئيسية لتدبير الجدول داخل قاعدة البيانات. وبالتالي رايت كليك go to application entity and right click and add a class. This class is un magasin d'opération, say en français, or in English. So employee, the first class is employee repository. Okay, the second class public. This is a public class, and the second class named inshallah we create add new class department repository. Department magasin array. Again, this is a public class to use it away and any place in any project. This class will contain add operation, delete operation, update operation, and search. Alhamdulillah. Now go to the main project. This main project is mini project, and try to use the two class library projects in the main project. Go to the reference and add reference and solution and caution the two projects. So okay, go to the controllers and create the first controller. إذا سنخلق controller بالنسبة للemployee و controller بالنسبة للdepartment. So okay, and we use إن شاء الله the first is department add. The second إن شاء الله we named it create add controller. The second is for employee add. Now go to the department controller and try to create, so we can use create and go to create a view from this table. You then shows template create and shows the model. The model is department model, my models, and try to use this layout page like master page. So shared and use layout. Okay. The first, this is a view. This is a HTML page. This is div. The first is a div, and the second is a div, and the form group. So we can use div. We can name, but we need try to execute this to view the results. Create. So name department create, but we must have name of department, because in our table in database name department is not entity. All the programs use name of department like entity, but in our database is not an entity. Department, table department, this is not entity. This is only a primary key. We must add name of department. So go to inshallah, go to the code. So this is a div for all the property. We copy this. So Control C, and go to this, Control V, and this is for member, for dots numero department, and this is for numero department. So numero department, and now for name departments we have two. The first div column, the second div column in our. So we Control S and try to execute. But this position is not right. Very good, not problem. So we name department, we if it. We must Control X. We try to use div so div and control S and use class, control C and control V. But short problem of this position. The first div, the second, a div for name, a div for name department, a div for button. So control S and try to execute the code. Alright, name of department, name department. Perfect. The same thing in employee. So go to employee, inshallah, go to employee controller and increase the writing size and create the same. We create alhamdulillah and create a view. This create, but we shows model class employee models. Add the same my models employee. So go to my models and go to employee and try to build the project. So selection solution, build solution, build file. Go to create, go to employee department, employee model, employee controller, and create. So create So try to execute this. This is a error. So alhamdulillah, we know that's the origin of this problem. Go to the models, and go to employee model, public. We must use public. Sorry. Control C and build again the solution. Go to our create view. No bad problem. But we must use, like the previous video, name employee. So we can use this div, Control C and use Control V. But now we can use name employee and dot name employee dot name department, name employee. Sorry, name employee. Alhamdulillah. Don't execute, save and execute the form. You must have 3 text box: name of employee, name of department, and crease. Thank you very much and see you again. It is great to meet you again and wait for the next video to code this button create in employee repository. شكرا على الانتباه ديالكم والى اللقاء. الحمد لله خلقنا الطبقات layers. We created needed layers. One layers for main project, layer for EntityFrameWork, and layer for models. And we created view for create employee and view for create department. شكرا.